and thank you so much for joining us for your post-Christmas Day Smackdown post-show here on Fightful for December 26th, 2025. We've got a new U.S. champion to talk about, which is wonderful. If you are a Carmelo Hayes fan, which I have been for quite some time, but we hope you all had a wonderful holiday, whatever you celebrate this season. If you had a tough holiday, that's a reality for a lot of people. We send so much love to you at this time right now, and always, quite frankly. So if you had a hard time, you made it. You're here. We love you for that. You're always welcome to hang out in our chat. It's a safe and wonderful space, and making it all the more wonderful, as always, the incredible, the beautiful Cresta. Cresta, how are you?
Hi. I am okay. I had a really good holiday. I'm a Grinch, so this was the first holiday in a long time where my heart grew 3 sizes this day. So
oh my gosh.
Shout outs to everybody who hates Christmas, because that was me up until yesterday. I still low-key hate Christmas, but hey. How was your Christmas?
My Christmas was good. My mom had just like nothing serious, thankfully, but just like a nasty head cold. So it was like just very low key. We made food easy, but we ate a lot and we just watched movies and hung out. And the more as time goes on, like that's all I want out of Christmas is to be able to like see my family, spend time with them. And right now, Cresta, too, I'm like just glad that we're all safe inside, because I woke up to my apartment being 46 degrees this morning. My heat broke. I had shut it off when I went home for the holiday, and then I kicked it back on because it was like in the 50s in my apartment when I got back. But I went to bed so soon that I didn't realize the heat hadn't kicked on. So then I woke up and it was another like 5-10 degrees colder. And I said, oh no, because I'm sure you're getting it too, knowing that you're in the city. Like we have not just like a bit of a storm coming in, but we have a couple of days here that we're supposed to get clobbered with some weather. And I was like, I just got home with my dog. I can't be turning it right back around to go to my parents immediately. So thankfully I have a wonderful and attentive landlord. He came in, he sent the plumber to fix everything and we're good. And I have my little space heater to help like accelerate
space heaters underneath my desk as well, because it is cold as hell in this apartment.
Oh my gosh, that's why I am team Snuggie today, because I've just been like a little ice box. I've been like Rizzo in the Muppets Christmas Carol, just all day. So but Cresta, my heart grew 3 sizes this Smackdown because we've been asking for a Carmelo Hayes push for a minute, and it looks like we're finally getting something here. So get in your super chats and get in your humper chats. We're going to talk all about this episode of SmackDown, but I want to start with this U.S. title match. 1, because the match rule, and 2, I love the result, and 3, this is low-key been like the Hooper's belt since Sami Zayn took it over and had this open challenge, which is pretty cool. But we got some chats rolling in already. Meet Norma saying, I made/ate an inappropriate amount of deviled eggs on Christmas Festivus. Happy, let's crank. 8 days until another trip around the sun for me. How was SmackDown? SmackDown was a pre-tape holiday episode of SmackDown, but we did get a very interesting choice for the stipulation match we're getting between Cody and Drew that we're going to talk about. We've had some much needed attention paid to the women's tag division, which is good. It's been a little clumsy at points, but like they're putting a lot of star power towards this thing. And we got Carmelo Hayes being like, I am him, and him is now U.S. champion. So pretty decent. Cresta, did you have like any incredible food over the holiday, or did you? I feel like the Christmases I had in New York, I was like, we're just making we're just getting takeout, or we're going out to eat, or whatever. We weren't getting cute about it. We weren't making anything at home when I lived in New York. What'd you do for food on Christmas?
This Christmas, I kept it very low key. Normally, we go to my grandma's house and she has like oxtails and just Thanksgiving, part 2, Electric Boogaloo. But this time, honestly, don't feel bad for me, y'all. I spent Christmas alone. I wanted to. I did my Christmas brunch in the morning. I got my gifts. And then after that, I had my house to myself. So I did these things: sleep. I gamed, but I was mostly sleeping. I wanted to be alone. It was nice. It was really nice. I sometimes just want to be alone. Sometimes you want to be a troll and be in your cave.
I actually, so because of the weather, I made a game time decision to like come back to my apartment from my parents who are about an hour away from me the night of Christmas instead of like waiting for the storm to hit and then coming back to my place. And I gotta say, like, there was just a moment of serenity last night where it was just like me and my little tree and my little Christmas village, and it was quiet and it was calm, and I just put on I think I put on Schitt's Creek, and I was in my pajamas, and I was like, like kind of just had an exhale moment. And if that's what you got too, like, I love that for you. That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
I got to chill, have a mental breakdown, and order Chinese food. Looked a mess when the guy came to the door. Sometimes you just gotta have a mental breakdown by yourself in solitude.
Sometimes that's what Christmas is all about. All right.
Honestly, if Santa can't see you having a mental breakdown, who can?
That's it. You're still here. That's what matters. Great Cherry saying hello, Kate and Cresta. Hope you both had a lovely Christmas. Sending love to you both. Do either of you have New Year's plans? My New Year's plans right now seem like they look a lot like Cresta's Christmas plans. As of right now, there's a possibility I might have some people over for a quite literal like pajama party. Like that's like 4 to 5 people in my apartment. I'm not doing the get dressed up shit. I'm not doing any of that. Not for me this year. It's been a hell of a year. So I'm just ready to throw up double middle fingers into the sun for 2025. I'm very happy to put it in the rear view. Do you have any plans?
Honestly, I hadn't thought about it because
I
guess it's because we're New Yorkers.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to go out and then traffic or trying to take the train or an Uber is going to be a nightmare. And then like if you go anywhere in the city trying to be cute, Times Square, no. So I don't really have any plans. I'm probably going to play video games and not even realize that it's 12 o'clock. I'm going to terrorize people on League of Legends. That's what I'm going to do.
So I was in the city for about a decade, and I don't think people realize like what happens to Midtown, not even just on New Year's, but like leading up to it. Like the way the trains get rerouted, and God bless them because they have it down to a science. But like they close off so many streets, it's impossible to like walk around. It's a lot. And then everywhere else in the city is so expensive. If you drink, the open bars are insanely expensive. And then on top of that, they're busy the whole night. So you just end up paying like when I went out in my 20s when I was like, I'm cute and can wear bandage dresses. That's not me anymore. Like I remember paying so much money for an open bar I did one time. And I maybe had 2 drinks the whole night because everybody was just constantly at the bar. You were always like 5 rows back. And I was like, well, this kind of stinks, honestly. And I was never like a club person. That was just like never my vibe. I will say 2 years ago, my sister and I went to Bullmore Lanes, which is in Times Square.
I know where that is.
Yeah, she lived in Midtown. And that ended up being so much fun. We were with we had a split lane. It was just us and a couple that was from the Midwest and was like in the city for the holidays. We didn't go out to see the ball drop, but she lived in Midtown. So we got to walk through after like the aftermath. So there was just confetti everywhere. It was so much fun. We bowled. They had like a whole open food and drink thing, which was incredible. They had a bunch of games. So it like felt like a childhood New Year's Eve in a way. But then the walk back to her place was like magic because it was just like everybody just leaves the area after midnight.
Yeah.
Like they're all gone if you go 20 minutes later even. So that was fun. But like it's not as magical when you're a New Yorker to be in New York.
No, truly. Like the best time I've had at New Year's literally was one year we took like one of those dinner cruises around Manhattan Island.
Yeah.
That was cute because by the time the boat docked, it was after 12. We got to see the fireworks. It was real cute. And then we could take the train. We took a cab because that was also a nightmare. But either way, when you live in New York, the ball dropping, Thanksgiving Day parade, a lot of parades, just like, hell nah.
It's a lot. It is a lot. Greg Cherry saying, can I join you for that? LOL. Saying F you to this year seems incredibly necessary. You know, I used to not like, I used to be so like, I'm not waiting for a calendar to turn for me to reset myself. Like, and then I was kind of like, you know what? It's built in for you for a reason though. Like I've really come around to like, not letting it determine your happiness, but like letting nature take its course as far as it being like a clean slate and a fresh start. So yes, Greg, you can throw up middle fingers right alongside me, a little like Happy New Year with double birds is what we're doing. Taylor Cannon saying hi, Kate and Cresta. Great to see both of you. Taylor's just the best. He's just like always nice and in the chat and supportive. And then online, he's like, I'm going to be supportive here too. In this absolute hellhole of onlineness. Tim McMowell saying, Merry Christmas, Kate and Cresta. Here's for ladies' night, because we're feeling right. And to celebrate the Christmas miracle of Triple H seeing color and finally strapping up Melo. It's a great start to my birthday week. Hopefully, TK comes through tomorrow. Now, Cresta, you got to go to some of the live Hammerstein taping. How was your experience? I got to see some of the videos that we're going to post, and it's pretty cool. It's a cool venue.
I want to say, first and foremost, I am not paid by AEW, but shout outs to the AEW team. You know, listen, I'm a stooge. What can I say? Shout outs to AEW for inviting me. Always have a good time. I had incredible seats. I got to see John Moxley crack a smile, and I heard legend has it I got 3 days to live. No, honestly, it was so much fun. But I have to say, watching someone like Speedball from TNA when I was like, this guy is going to be something. Then to see him put on a slobber knocker versus Kyle Fletcher, man, if there's a lot of crappy things to be sad about, but good pro wrestling makes you realize that, yo, maybe it's not that bad. I can't do that. I'm very sports entertained, but it's nice to see people go from this to that and see from whence they came. Even Kyle Fletcher in Aussie Open. Also, that man is 9'9", no less. Holy hell.
He's deceptively tall. And when you see him standing next to Sky Blue, it's very funny.
Stop.
there's a foot in. So WrestleMania in Philly ran into them on the street, Kyle Fletcher and Sky Blue. And I just like quickly stopped them, introduced myself, and like it was kind as could be. Kyle Fletcher too, especially. Like I just ended up talking to him a little more. But you are like, wow, that dude is tall. I realized that on the Jericho cruise. You're like, whoa, that dude like is sneaky tall. Like it's a little bit more deceptive. But kind as could be. But seeing him and Sky walking, they like walked away, like holding hands. It was like, what's the movie with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger? It was like the high cap was insane. It was.
You know what I'm thinking of when you're saying that? Big Bill and Lexi there.
A little bit of that syndrome. But Lexi's not actively short. Big Bill is just so actively tall.
Not actively short.
But like Sky
How
Blue,
does one be actively short? Okay, no, Stokely Hathaway is actively short. That's someone who's actively short.
No. Him, I mean, I wonder if he got hosts for Christmas. We'll have to find out.
Got 3 of them.
C. Delgado wishing us a happy World's End Eve to Kate and Cresta. Yes, we are. We turn it right back around tomorrow, but we've got stuff to talk about with this SmackDown today.
Facts.
Can everybody hear me in my mic? Are we good?
Yes, I hear you.
Beautiful. I was having a little tech issues, but not because of my amazing beacon setup, because of my computer setup, which is still a little sad, but we're making it. Let's dive into this episode of SmackDown, though. I do want to start with this U.S. title match because I thought the match itself was great, and I thought that the outcome was fantastic. I think my only complaint has nothing to do with the match itself and nothing to do with the outcome. It just kind of feels like they just decided Carmelo Hayes was great, which we've known forever. But it feels like they were like, we booked him to win a couple of matches and now he is a champion. And it's good because it feels like they're maybe listening to some people about some things here. Like we've been asking for this for a long time. But it also just feels like it happened very, very, very quickly. But this match was so fantastic. There's not a lot I can say about it because it's one of those ones you should just truly go watch from beginning to end. But the final sequence was incredible with the first 48. There were a lot of like, I am a near fall perv. Like, give me a bunch of near falls in matches. Like, I love them. I love babyface hope spots. This match was great. We did have a segment earlier in the night as well that set this up of Ilja saying, like, it doesn't sit well with me that neither of us know what the outcome of that match would have been. And I just like that that's the type of champion Ilja was. And I like that Carmelo was like, I don't like it either that I could have and should have won that match. Like, I thought that was some cute work. I really liked that. So I thought this was a very, very productive thing. And I got to say, like, this U.S. title, I mean, of all the men's titles, is kind of like, it's the Hooper one. It's the workers belt, which is going to, like, be for me. I wish this is what Pete Dunne was doing instead. I wish this is what Tyler Bate was doing instead. I wish Julius Creed would answer one of these. Like, this is what I want to see more of. And with all of the nonsense, Cresta, about sports entertainment versus pro wrestling, like, you can offer both on every wrestling show. And this is proof of that. And it's also wildly over with the crowd. It was wildly over when Sammy did it. It was wildly over with Ilja did it. Like, keep this type of thing going. I don't know if Carmelo Hayes is an open challenge type champion. Like, I don't know if that's what we want to see from him in this. But I've been a big fan of it. What did you think of what we got?
I have nothing but good and great things to say about this match. So I too am going to start from the top.
She is no longer a Grinch. She got a bunch of sleep, and now she has only good things to say here.
I have so many notes, teacher. Look. No, honestly, I do like that we had that pre-match segment where they were like, I don't know what that outcome would have been. And I low-key expected Ilja to win again. Whether it was going to be interference, because, you know, Triple H does a triple threat, I thought we were eventually going to get that. But the match that these two gentlemen put on, in my humble sports entertainment opinion, this is what happens when you just let wrestlers wrestle. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a long, convoluted story. It's just, I want to see who was going to be the best. Carmelo Hayes' chest looked like raw meat within the first 5 minutes. This match was no frills, all fists, straight up slaps. The Constantine special into the knees for him to get up again. Let me find that note. Was a Constantine special was turned inside out into a textbook senton for only 2 on Hayes. What is happening here? Ilja Dragunov is so talented, and he had the perfect dance partner tonight. I think it was fantastic. Carmelo Hayes is your new United States champion. On the one hand, I do see what you're saying about him not being an open challenge champion. I'm sorry, I'm getting sick and I feel it. That's why I've been muting so much. So I apologize for the sounds coming out of me.
You're all good.
But I think that for him, he's definitely a story-driven character. And he's already had 2 or 3 feuds baked in. Obviously, I think there's a rematch there with Ilja. There's Johnny Gargano, eventually Ciampa. The Miz is going to be mad. So you've got your few started feuds before you start having something really serious if they don't have anything for you down the line. My only fear is that if he did become an open challenge champion, much like with Dragunov in this situation, there was no real storyline for Dragunov. He was just beating people up. And that's okay. That is okay. But not to say that I don't see that. To me, that doesn't make sense for Carmelo Hayes' character. He would try to take on the best and not just any old guy, and certainly not Ciampa every other week. You know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes. I think this match was fantastic, and I agree with you. I want to see people like Pete Dunne doing this. I want to see people like JD McDonough doing this. I think that there are more opportunities. I'd rather see Aleister Black do this, if I'm being honest with you. So I think there's a world where there's a middle line here for this. I love this decision. I love this match. I'm sports entertained. I just wish all of the WWE matches were like this match. Yeah. Not saying that everyone is a hooper, everyone's a wrestler. However, if everyone's still bent out of shape about that list, you could be up in the conversation if you let your wrestlers wrestle like Ilja and Melo. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion.
We're going to talk about Julia in a minute. But yeah, like, there is, on everybody's awards, pretty much. Like, everyone's annoyed. Not everyone's annoyed. Let me phrase this carefully because people are weird. There's an overwhelming sentiment in a lot of fan voted, and I emphasize fan voted awards, that like AEW pretty much took WWE to the cleaners this year. Now, they didn't help themselves out with things like ruining John Cena's retirement run, like down the line, though Cody and Cena did extremely well in a lot of things, because that SummerSlam match where he did turn face they laid everything out there that they could. But like, maybe stop giving us 9 to 12-minute matches that constantly end in interference and let your wrestlers shine. Now, as far as Carmelo, and I agree with you, I feel like this has been a conversation around people that pretend to hate Mercedes Moné a lot. Like, there's character arcs and there's stories, and they're not mutually exclusive, but they're different devices in wrestling storytelling, right? So now Mercedes should have more actual stories along her character arc than she's had, I think. Like, give me one a quarter that's like a sink your teeth into it feud, and I'm a happy camper. But some character arcs don't require like intense storytelling, long-term storytelling, mega arch rivals, and I don't think Ilja of any wrestler needs that. And open challenges are the perfect device for a character arc in that way then. So now the question on the Ilja side is, what the hell happens to him coming out of it? Because they better have a plan for that guy, because he's insane.
Yeah.
He's so good. With Carmelo, I think establishing stories with him is a good idea, because I think he has something really special and unrepeatable about him on the mic. I think he hasn't gotten to show the world what he's capable of in that sense. And so I'm in agreement that, like, I don't think it's not that he's capable of being an open challenge wrestler. I just think that, like, he has so many more layers that people are going to get to see by him not pursuing that route for his title reign.
She's going into business for herself. She's hungry. She wants to be fed yesterday. So I apologize for the meowing.
I wanted her thoughts on it.
Johnny has no thoughts. She hates everything. Where's this food?
She's like, I am hangry. I am not sports entertained, actually.
This whole thing was for the meows. Like, I'm sorry, y'all.
This was awesome. This match was great. That closing stretch with the first 48 followed by the nothing but net. Him countering with the cutter, I think we were talking about earlier. Like, this was just fantastic stuff. This is a go back and watch the whole match thing. We also had Ilja putting the title around Carmelo's waist and raising his arm, like, with it felt like a shoot almost of the like, he was really proud of what they did, and he really is pulling for Carmelo. Is how it read to me. Like, he was proud of what they just did, is how that read. And like, had an incredible amount of respect. And it's kind of cool, because it was like Sammy lost to Ilja, and then it was like, okay, Ilja, off you go. And now it kind of feels that way here. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Yes, absolutely. I want Ilja to do something else, like you said. Don't forget about him, like that song says.
Don't you forget about Ilja. Famous song.
Thank you for picking up what I was putting down.
Well, let's talk about this weird ass opening match instead then.
I'll take no Joe Hendry slander. Okay. There'll be no Joe Hendry slander over here, pal.
Look, what was so weird about Joe Hendry in NXT was they didn't let him do any songs. Like, he did one song about Ethan, which was about the fact that he's a wrestler that didn't wear a shirt. But I don't know why people are complaining about spoilers in the chat, because this is a post show, but you can get out of here. The secret sauce that he has, he didn't really get to show on NXT while he was there. FightfulSelect.com had a report about him being requested by specific TV entities of wanting him to be on the main roster. And he was, of course, on John Cena's main event in the segment with The Miz and R-Truth, which is how this all came to be. So I'm glad they did something with that at least. But this was just a Miracle on 34th Street fight. The song he had some good lines in it about like being locked out of the locker room for half his career. The rest of it focused around his tiny balls, blah, blah, blah. So it just was what it was. Like, as soon as the Easter Bunny was out there with it, I saw R-Truth. I was like, this has to be R-Truth, because he's gonna be like, I got the wrong holiday kind of stuff, and he was already involved in the story. So the big reveal was I saw coming, but R-Truth doing the John Cena stuff will always pop the crowd. My only complaint about this was it wasn't very street fighty. Like, there was the bump into the tree, but the rest of it was kind of just like a regular match. They trotted out. It's nice to see Otis again, because he was ringside and Tozawa was there, because they were like, let's put all the goofballs together, I guess. But this just felt very I was like, did I do drugs before I started watching SmackDown? Was how I felt about this. It's like imagine tuning into wrestling. Say you're a lapsed fan, Cresta. Imagine tuning in because you're sick of your family. You're flipping through channels. You see SmackDown on. And you're like, there's a guy singing a song about another guy's small balls and an Easter bunny and a Japanese man dressed up as an elf. Like, this was a lot. This was a lot, Cresta. It was not very much for me. I just felt like there wasn't like, I feel like we didn't get a lot of street fighty elements. Like, there wasn't anything cute done with like hand canes or whatever. There was like a tree bump. Not much else. There were very small round ornaments, which were supposed to signify tiny balls. Come on, man. I feel like they could have delivered more on the silliness. I do. I said it.
To answer your first question, I'm the wrong person because I laugh at poo-poo caca jokes. So I would have laughed at this if I was the Labs fan. Second of all, I love this opening segment. I don't care. I love Joe Hendry. I think he's great. I've been on I believe in Joe Hendry bandwagon when he first came to TNA. Let me tell you, pal, this is a Christmas episode. I wasn't expecting. I was surprised to get the Carmelo Hayes Ilja Dragunov match, what we got. But I was expecting this to be a glorified house show, and that's what I got. I will say, with all due respect, I see why they would use the Joe Hendry music sparsely. Because unless it's a banger, it runs the risk of being real corny. He's just lucky that so far he has had bangers. But Max Caster is a cautionary tale. Just because you got bangers now don't mean that you'll always have bangers. And once you fall off the bandwagon, you better be able to pivot. Because if you can't, yikes. So I laughed at it. I literally wrote down, Jingle balls, Miz has tiny balls. He'd rather be in Hollywood, but they won't return his calls. I would vanish from this planet if somebody said that to me in front of a live studio ostrich. I would just simply cease to be. Because what do you mean? Also, I do enjoy that this was a very Looney Tunes ass match. At this point, all they were missing was the Acme and the thing, the whole. This was stupid, but that's what it was supposed to be.
I feel like it wasn't stupid enough. I feel like there should have been more silly spots. Like, if you're going to go in this direction, you got to go full tilt. You know what I mean? There were not enough Christmas weapons for me.
I'll be honest with you, but listen, respectfully, because I enjoy your program at WWE, but I don't. What you're expecting, that's not that should be your thing because you're the kings of sports entertainment.
Yeah.
That being said, I know this was as good as it was gonna get. We got the word. We had music, tiny ukuleles, little balls. I listened to a Miz segment actually, so hey, it's a Christmas miracle.
That's not a Miracle on 34th Street though. That wasn't Christmas themed. Though I will say the guitar of the ukulele popped me when the Miz pulled out the ukulele. Was like this much tinier than because everything he had was tiny. I was like, okay, I get it. But I felt like there should have been an extremely sharpened candy cane or something. Or like, I don't know. Give me more holiday themed weapons.
That's not these two guys. This is a Jeff Jarrett light ass match. That's what this was. This is Cardi bullshit. I love it. I love it. Give me more of that shit into the veins, baby.
What I love is so many people would say that in a derogatory way, and you were like celebratory. I love that. You were like, this is a Jeff Jarrett light ass match. I loved it.
Let me tell you something, brother. If you're hate watching wrestling, you better turn your goddamn brain off and enjoy it. This is jokes. If you're not sports entertained watching wrestling, man, you better go outside and do a push-up, or I don't know, go be a botanist. Don't do horticulture. It's wrestling. Stop it.
You're the best. Bad Robot, who, despite his name, I'm gonna say is on the nice list. I have a feeling. But he says, hello, favorite post show. I watched Muppets Christmas Carol again, not Smackdown. So my only wrestling comment is 2025 was the year of the wrestling puppet, Kate's being the best. Happy holidays, all the love. Well, thank you so much. The Muppets Christmas Carol is such an absolute classic. And I just hope next year the cheeses get their Mises early. The Mises get their cheeses early. And that the cheeses find their Mises early. Greg Cherry sending in more love for Yins just because. Well, thank you, Greg. We appreciate it. Let's keep working through this episode of SmackDown now that we got that opening street fight out of the way with. Because what was that?
Honestly, it was Christmas, but it's Christmas.
I need it to be bigger. I need it to be more holiday themed, but let's get into what should we talk about next?
Let's just go down the ramp. What was the next thing that happened after that match?
Okay.
Listen, the Fraxium thing, but we already spoke about that. And then we could talk about when Drew walks in. Because he showed up late to work.
I was going to save the through line for the end, but we can be chronological since I know you take studious notes.
Listen, I can jump around. That's why they're numbered.
Jump around. You're so I love it. I love it. That's how I used to take notes. I should go back to the hand taking notes, but the show did open with a recap of Cody and Drew's drama from last week. They spotlighted Cody's promo. We get a backstage where Cody finds Nick Aldis. Aldis confirms that Drew is on his way and explains like he has to fulfill the agreement. He has to pay his fine and apologize. And Cody is legally barred from touching him. And Cody says, just let me know when the guy arrives. That's when the Miz interrupts and we get the setup for the street fight. But later we do have Drew arriving and telling Kathy Kelly that he'll explain everything, including the match stipulation for the title match by the end of the night. Kathy Kelly being quite a journalist. She's like, can we get answers, Drew? Where have you been? What have you been up to? And Drew is like very calm and collected at this point and is like, all right. Did you have thoughts on any of that?
Honestly, I have more thoughts on Nick Aldis. He's a bad manager, pal.
He's much better than Adam Pearce. No offense, Adam Pearce, but like he's much more consistent at least.
Consistently bad, because a lot of this could have been avoided if listen, I have you know what? Actually, let's do the through line because I have some choice words for Nicholas Aldis personally.
Okay.
I'm afraid of your wife, but I'm not afraid of you.
All right, we'll save it. We'll save it all for the end. But that's your recap going into it. We did have a backstage where Trick Williams arrives and he declares himself a free agent. Cody joins in and asks if Drew has satisfied the conditions. And Trick later tells Cody he might come after the WWE title. And Cody's like, that's cute. Who are you? So Trick Williams appears to be in the next batch of people getting called up from NXT, or at least partly called up from NXT. I think we're not in the age of like hard call-ups anymore, but Trick's definitely due, if not overdue. So I think that is good. But let's flip into some women's division chaos that we get here. Let's talk about Charlotte and Alexa, who are arguing with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky over title contention. Nia Jax and Lash Legend join, And they're followed by Asuka and Kyrie, and Nick Aldis announces an 8-woman tag next week. But we did have a match between Lash Legend with Nia Jax, Lash Legend, who has Nia Jax with her, and Charlotte Flair. Charlotte wins. This was very slow and physical, as you would expect, and it was set up to demonstrate how strong Lash Legend is. That was the point of this match. Charlotte took a ton of damage before kind of rallying, and you don't get to see Charlotte play like the underdog really a lot, so that was kind of cool because we have Nia Jax interfering and then Alexa neutralizes her. So Charlotte counters a quarter attack into a sunset flip, but Charlotte was always like when she first came up, genetically superior. She's always been like the big strong hoss of like the group that came up together with the 4 horsewomen. So it's kind of cool to get to see her pick on some people her own size a little bit, or maybe people that are a little bit stronger than her. And she definitely hasn't done that as a face before. So that's kind of a unique set of ingredients for Charlotte right now. But this was set up to make Lash look good. And I think it mostly accomplished that. What did you think?
Big, meaty women or strong women, more apt, slapping meat. I was sports entertained. This match, slow and steady. I'm okay with that. Nobody got hurt. And both of their gear, I loved the soft lilac and the soft pink and that soft baby blue. I was sports entertained. Very much like you said, Charlotte or Rhea. Those are your tall girls and that's it. So now Nia Jax, obviously her too. But now you've got Lash Legend, who's really giving Charlotte, like you said, a bit of the business. It's not just Rhea and Nia giving you the business back. I am so happy for Lash Legend. I cannot say that enough. I am so happy for her. And I see someone just from the outside looking in, you can tell she's really trying to get better, trying to do more stuff. She's so good. And I think this is the perfect role for her. And eventually, if there's a babyface run in the long term, because Nia Jax begins to bully her, because of course Nia Jax says she's a bully. You know what I mean? That's going to be fantastic too. I'm very happy for her. I eventually want to see, you know what I'm about to see, Bianca and Lash. Yup. Jade. We got Jade. I'm afraid of you, Jade. So I say this with respect. Yeah. Maybe 2 years.
Cresta's like, I'm gonna choose my spots wisely with Jade because I don't want to get my ass.
She said she's Josh Alexander. She's walking weapon. Yo, you got it, pal.
That's right.
I don't want it.
I'm not gonna argue with that.
Who am I? I'm 5'7". I heard you're like 9 feet 9.
Another tall girl, though. Thank you. There are a lot of not as tall girls in wrestling media, and I'm 5'7 3/4. You're 5'7", so I appreciate it because the shorties always get the love.
We gotta do them like plankton. We gotta pick them up and say air jail now.
That's it. That's it. Well, you're right. Lash Legend gave her the business, and I'll tell you who you'll never regret giving your business to, and that, my friends, is NordVPN.
I've told you about all the ways that NordVPN.com/Fightful is beneficial to wrestling fans. And that's just on the basic tier. It works on all devices, all operating systems, allows you to change your virtual location to appear from anywhere. But there's so many more other features. You can keep your files protected with a private cloud. You can secure your passwords with a password manager as well. They have cloud storage. They've got MeshNet where you can connect to a remote devices safely and create your own private network. They have VPN servers in 127 countries. They have Threat Protection Pro. You can block malware, trackers, and even ads when you're not connected to the VPN. It's got the ultra-fast connection, dedicated IP, a data breach scanner, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. So for some reason you think you don't like it, you can get your money back. NordVPN.com/Fightful. Head over there, check out all of their incredible features and testimonials at NordVPN.com/Fightful.
NordVPN, the GOAT. Listen, I encourage you to watch shows however you choose to. I choose to do it with NordVPN because I can watch it in an hour and 20 minutes. And just by taking a little trip to Canada with the old NordVPN, they are a phenomenal partner to us. we've well documented the advantages on Fightful of using NordVPN in your pay-per-views are cheaper. You cut down on login fatigue. Everything's cheaper because you can go to wherever around the country or around the world, rather. You can set your stuff to places that don't have YouTube ads running, like Lithuania. There's a lot of advantages. Football fans, you don't want to pay for NFL Red Zone, but you want to watch games in your market. I'm just going to say NordVPN is a great way for me to travel to Pittsburgh every Sunday during football season. So they've been so wonderful to us. And they are also Fightful Award sponsors, and they're going to be back for a long time with us. We're excited to have them continuing to sponsor us heading into 2026. I am like so pleasantly distracted by the chat because everybody's just like wishing each other a happy holidays and stuff, and it makes my heart sing. I love when our chat is so wonderful and nice to each other. It's the best. It's the best.
Kind chat.
Kind chat. You deserve it. Ricardo saying, hello, Miss Kate and Cresta. Hi, lovelies. Hello, Ricardo. Happy to have you here as always. You're the best. I hope you are having some R&R. I think you sometimes work on Friday night, so I hope you have your Boxing Day off at the very least. But Greg Cherry saying, actual serious comments. I think they should do a women's tag team turmoil gauntlet match with all these teams involved. So the good and the bad of this, right? There is an incredible amount of star power in this women's tag division, which is something we've been asking for a long time. Please take the women's tag division seriously, right? The bad of it is like Steph Becker has no contenders for her title outside. No offense to Nikki Bella, but this is like her third title shot, I think, coming up. And it's left the cupboard bare a little bit. I think Raquel is a really cool move because I think it's an opportunity for her to show what she can do. But the good of it is like you can't not take it seriously when you have Charlotte Flair, Rhea, Io. Like there's so many top level talent going after these now. I'm a huge proponent of gauntlet matches. I think they're the most underutilized stipulation. I think if you do a gauntlet right, you can set up so many stories coming out of one gauntlet match. Like, I love gauntlet matches. NXT did a really cool thing with, if anybody follows NXT, or Dear Hank and Tank, who are a very fun and energetic team, but they were kind of losing their way forward. And then before they won the titles, they beat every team that they had lost to in a gauntlet match. So it was like this very cool overarching story on their way to winning the titles. I would love to see that because all of these teams are like really stacked right now. So some good stuff there. What are you thinking about the women's tag picture right now? Like there's a lot of teams that like I could see Charlotte and Alexa getting it back. I could see Rhea and Io going on a tag run till Mania if there's not going to be like big Royal Rumble plans with them. There's so many possibilities.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want your thoughts.
Unfortunately, I have to agree with what you said in the latter part of your statement about it leaves the singles division bare. Sorry, you've put in all this star power into the tag division. Absolutely great. Like you said, how can you not take it seriously when you have Charlotte and Rhea there? But there is an opportunity here for you to elevate me chins, your B-Fabs. Not that oh my God, Liv Morgan needs more elevating, but you could be doing that with Liv Morgan, people who aren't in a team. And let's say your actual tag teams, at this point, I think your actual tag team would be Raquel and Roxanne, actually a part of the Judgment Day. Why aren't they in the conversation? Sure. You know what I mean? So on the one hand, yes, I'm very happy for the tag division. This is what Naomi and Sasha Banks wanted in the first place. Let's live in their vision, and the church say amen. But that being said, you now have to build up all the space because Asuka gone, Kyrie gone, Rhea gone, Charlotte gone, Nia Jax is gone. Lashley's would be fresh is now gone. So now you need to do something with that roster. What is Candice LeRae doing? You could elevate her. Put Zelina Vega in some fucking matches. Stop playing with me, Triple H. You've got this whole, you can actually do something. I think there's a conversation to be had about justice for the Iconics and the Riot Squad, but that's neither here nor there. We're here now. So build up. You have all these holes now. Build up these other girls. Stop having them lose to Jade Cargill. Come on now. Have them lose to Stephanie Vaquer. Come on.
We'll talk about that in a little bit because their solution seems to be, let's just have Bi-Chin lose to everybody. I just wanted to give the shout out because the holidays are tricky enough. And when you have things like this going on, they become even trickier. We're so honored to be a place where you can get any sort of relief. If this is like a pause with what you have going on, when I scrolled up to see what the chat was doing, pouring out all this love, it kind of tied back to this comment. So just thank you to everybody in the chat for sending the best. And we certainly send our best in healing to you and to her. And just hoping for the best going into 2026 for you and your lovely wife. If there's anything more we can do, we will. But right now, the chat is going to keep gassing it up. That's what we do here. We do good vibes on Friday nights. We love it. Love it. We love it. We love it. Me Norma saying, here's a small sack of monies for being great at your jobs. I am up late smoking meat, and appreciate the company. Kate, the coleslaw is vegetarian. Oh.
We love a good isn't coleslaw vegetarian regard? Wait, isn't mayonnaise not vegetarian or is that not vegan?
It's not vegan, but like I'm physically hurting because we don't have a Blue Chew segue, and you just said that you were up late smoking meat.
You know what? Sometimes you just gotta go hard into. Is Blue Chew a sponsor today or no?
They're not, and it hurts. It hurts so bad. Maybe
they should be. One for the free one. One time for the one time.
You know what? It's the spirit of the holidays. You know what I mean? It would be wrong for us not to play.
I'm trying to look out for you. I'm trying to make sure that you satisfy. I'm trying to make sure that you do the right thing. And Blue Chew is as well. Use that code FIGHTFUL. Get your first shipment of Blue Chew free. Just pay $5 shipping. Got to pay the mailman. We'll talk about that later. But if you want that main event performance in the bedroom, Blue Chew is what you need. It's all done online, so no awkward in-person doctor's visits or visits to the pharmacy. Once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Arrive safely, discreetly. The mailman's not going to know what's going on. Well, listen. The mailman's not going to initially know what's going on, but he's going to hear all these sounds coming from your bedroom as he's dropping off the mail, and your mailman's going to be like, what'd you order? And you're going to be like, he's like, I know what it is. I know it's Blue Chew. And you'll be like, what? Was it on the package? And you'll be like, no, but your package told the story, and the whole town's hearing about it. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. Use that promo code FIGHTFUL. Get your first shipment free. Just pay $5 shipping. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the show.
Yes, we do. We thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the show, which was definitely the plan the whole time.
Honestly, Blue Chew, you should make something for our women participants in the Royal Rumble. You ever thought about that?
Let's expand the product line.
I got tons of ideas. Call me, pals.
You guys have been awesome in the chat all night. Thank you so much. We're going to keep working through this episode of Smackdown. We'll stick with some women's tag match action here with Chelsea Green and Alba Fire taking on Julia and Kiana James. This was mostly a Northern Lights bomb and a 4-minute win for Julia and Kiana. The crowd's reactions were backwards, as I expected, to be honest. Like, everybody loves Chelsea. You can only wink and a nod with how great she is for so long. And the booking for Julia has been bad. It's just been bad. I don't know how else to put it. It's been really bad. I was also like, it's not like Corey Graves' fault, but him being like, what a fruitful partnership it's been for both Kiana James and Julia. I'm like, she has only lost her U.S. title since Kiana James took over as her manager. Nothing good has happened since she took over as her manager. Nothing good has happened for Kiana. She had like one longer match and one squash match, and Julia has lost her title. What is so beneficial about going? There's the pay window, and that's like on the 27th floor for them. They are they are in the lobby right now. I am so confused. Don't just lie to me on commentary. I don't appreciate that. I know you have children, Corey Graves, and it's the holidays. You're going to set an example of lying?
That's crazy.
Do you need Elf on the Shelf to watch you? That's what I think. I don't know when a Chelsea Green face turn is coming. It doesn't feel like anytime soon, but they would be silly not to do it because everybody's in love with her. This match was fine. It was mostly a squash on the Kiana and Julia side. So it makes your champion look like chumps.
Yeah.
I don't know. This program has not been good. That's all I got, Cresta. What do you got?
Listen, I'm positive P over here. I only wrote down good things. I chose to be sports entertained tonight.
I love it.
Kiana James, I know she had muscle like that. When she stopped old girl from doing that DDT and then walked over to the corner, I thought she just held that little purse and that was it. Girl got some muscle on her. Okay with that. She did her big one there. I don't like Chelsea Green getting pinned, you know? On the one hand, again, avid TNA fan. I see when her and Deonna Purrazzo were going through tables. So I think she absolutely deserves to be a goofball. She's good at, if you want to give her a hardcore, she's good at it. She's also really good at being a goofball. I think she doesn't need to go quote unquote face this obnoxious she's not a heel. She's kind of like an anti-heel, anti-hero. I think she's fine where she is, but if you're going to do it, I think at some point you either need to make her have a challenge or get the title off of her and let her have a storyline. Because I think she'll excel either way, but you can't half-step it. You know what I mean? I think she's making it work, and I feel like on the outside looking in, Chelsea Green is someone who's always going to make it work, period. Point blank. That being said, though, if you wanted to do maximum stonks, maximum potential, either one or the other, take the title off of her, have her focus on being the well, I guess it's funny when it's around the United States champion and she's a Canadian. Either way, make it storyline or give her some. Even JBL had to really wrestle in the end, and JBL was good for taking a count out. You know what I mean? So let her JBL it. That's totally fine. But at some point, either have Julia take it from her and set Julia up with something really serious, or let Julia lose and move on. There's your Stephanie Vaquer. Julia, stop pissing me off.
Man. Okay, so first of all, I love that idea. Second of all, like, Chelsea has to be a heel. Like, the inconsistencies between the NXT and the main roster are annoying on their own when you cover and watch NXT. They're really annoying when it like bleeds into having multiple belts, like having AAA belts and stuff. Because it's like, well, I have this personality when I defend this one, and then I'm like, she's I guess a silly heel in both, but it's different flavors of it. And I agree with you. Like I will always back down for a challenge thing gets a little. I understand that it's a heel trope. Don't get me wrong. I understand that, but it keeps you employed. Look at Jeff Jarrett, ultimate backgetter. But
never missed a check since 1987.
There you go. God bless him. But like, I don't know if that's the right program for Julia to be involved in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
they are just so bewildered on like, how did we get Julia over? You have her wrestle more than 4 minutes and 13 seconds. Now, a dominant squash can set you on the right path. I don't like Chelsea getting pinned either, but she kind of had to set up the rematch, I think, like in the way that they do stuff. But just let Julia show out, man. It cannot be this hard. Tim McFarland saying justice for KLR. I think Kaylee Ray and Julia and Chelsea and Kiana. Yeah, this program's not working. I miss that version of Kaylee Ray too. Your point about Kiana, by the way, she is very strong. She is very strong. When she was at NXT, you could like, she's an ass kicker.
And I was
she can do some cool strong girl moves, man. She's got some good stuff in her.
About Alba Fire, I think that if you just, I think there's a world where you just let Alba Fire wrestle.
Yeah.
And you might have a secret. This cat is going into business for herself. I swear to God. Please go to the next segment while I scold her off mic.
Well, we'll read this chat from Tim McFell, who says, Chelsea being booked to lose on Boxing Day is rude. You know what? That is rude. Of all the times. Oh, brutal. And Greg Cherry saying, you feel like they're killing time until the Rumble?
Low-key.
Yes and no. They're killing time to get through the holidays. Like my expectations for these episodes were not very high, but
yeah,
this program has never worked. So I don't know why they're so insistent on it. We'll see if they're killing time until the Rumble, because we'll see what the beginning of the year looks like. I will say, though, they did some meaningful stuff on these episodes. Like Carmelo Hayes won a title. I wouldn't do a title change on a taped episode, but I can't argue that it's not a good way to get people to tune in. You got to do something.
Christmas miracle.
You who doesn't like Christmas is out here. It's a Christmas miracle. God bless.
God bless us, everyone.
Especially Carmelo Hayes. We got Kit Wilson complaining to Nick Aldis about opportunities, and he promised.
Who is Kit Wilson?
What'd you say?
Who is Kit Wilson?
He's one half of Pretty Deadly.
I was like, I thought I recognized him, but not without his, the thing that,
It's hard to recognize a yes boy in the wild when they're not wearing their mesh.
Honestly, I'm like, I know he's not one of the boys, but he definitely looks like boy.
It was a similar deal. Like, honestly, when it was in NXT, the framing of it was a little bit too... I didn't love the innuendos because it was very, like, it was implying a gay relationship that they were making fun of. But they, like, when they got moved to the main roster, they kind of grew into something that was similar to the Dalton thing, but not as, like, they found their own way being in the same flamboyant, wonderful world that was a little bit more respectful, I feel like. It's called a shrug. There you go. I didn't know that. You probably did, because you're always, like, beautifully and impeccably dressed, and if you're not beautifully and impeccably dressed, you're costumed.
I did not know that was a shrug. I'm gonna put that up there with a cummerbund on things that I know randomly. Thank you.
Well, Kit Wilson getting opportunities is good because his tag partner, I believe, is still on the shelf. So I like to see that. Is there anything that we missed? We have this video package. I'm just going to read what happened and then turn it over to Cresta because I love her Zelina Vega Stan rants. But Aleister Black is speaking cryptically about Damian Priest losing himself. Zelina Vega accuses others of stripping Damian Priest of his purpose, essentially. And then they claim Priest has returned to violence and hate and warn him that if he refuses destiny, Black will end him. And it looks like it's going to be an ambulance match, which I got to say, I have not liked this feud, and I hate that stipulation. So this will probably not be the best for me, but your best friend, Zelina Vega, was on screen today. So what did you think?
Man, I love them, but I hate this story. I hate it.
You went into a cartoon villain voice. That's how much you hate this story.
Bro, because it's like everyone involved is great. Why this, man? It didn't. I don't want to sound like Donna Kolowinski, but it's going to happen. It didn't work with Karrion Kross and Scarlett and Sammy. It's not working now. Please give them something else to feud over. This is awful. I don't like it. Bro, because I love everybody involved. But this in total, like, this sucks. God damn it. I hate it. Because, bro, even Aleister Black in these bro. The vignettes, he looks great. I like the whole shaboing. The whole presentation is great. I just hate the substance. It's like opening up a book that has a great cover. You open up the book and it's in ransom note. LOL, you're reading a book, sucker. Damn it. I don't even know how you save this, man. I wouldn't even know how you save this. Listen, anytime I get to see Zelina Vega, I'm going to say, book it 19 more times. I'm going to watch it. I don't care. I don't care. I know what I just said, but I don't care. I'm a stan. I just wish there was something. Either use Zelina the way you used Rhea in the beginning of the Judgment Day, or have someone for her to wrestle constantly. Because, boo, either way. I'm more like that. Also, I think that I don't mind Damian and Alistair beefing. I just see that there's no end and kind of low-key no point. I could understand if Alistair was doing this and he has a trail of bodies behind him, but it seems like Alistair jumped right into Damian with this. And there's nothing to prove because Damian is still the same OG. I get what you're saying, because if you look at Damian overall, they're not wrong. You helped Bad Bunny, you were up there, then you disappeared. You helped Judgment Day, you were up there, then you disappeared. You helped this person, then you did. I get it. Totally get what you're trying to say. I wish the execution was different. Sure. There has to be a better way. And if you're like, well, Cresta, what's the better way? I don't know. I'm just yapping. They pay me to yap, not to think, man.
You're my favorite person. I think part of the problem with this is that Alistair's, like, his words don't really hold any weight because Damian keeps winning.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't really have any authority to be like, man, you've lost your way. It's like, well, I keep beating your ass. So what?
You might have to stab him, Alistair. I'm sorry. You might have to stab Damian. You might know what's up.
Fireballs aren't enough. I must stab him.
Fireball.
That's it.
I may be out of mana, but not out of options.
That's right. That's right. Well, speaking of not being out of options, I've got a great option. That's a great gift for any time of the year. And that's Aura Frames, okay? Christmas is over, but some gifts are like Tony Storm in that they are timeless. So consider getting an Aura mat, Carver mat, an Aura frame. Their Carver mat edition is their best-selling frame. It's one that you get a massive discount with the code FIGHTFUL. We had people that said they ordered one for a fantasy football punishment, and the punishment was they have to keep this frame up in like their living room, dining room, whatever. And everybody else on the fantasy football team got to upload like incriminating pictures and videos to the Aura frame.
Fantastic.
So you're like, well, that was great for the holidays, but I missed it. You did not, because there are endless uses for Aura frames if you get creative, or anniversaries, birthdays. It truly is a wonderful gift. It comes in a gift box and you can preload it with pictures and videos. So it's just extremely personalized off the bat and you don't have to do a whole heck of a lot. You can update the pictures as long as the app is on Wi-Fi whenever. Like they make it so easy for you. And so for a limited time, you can save on this perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver mat frame, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using the code FIGHTFUL at checkouts. That's auraframes.com. Promo code FIGHTFUL. This deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out quick. So get yours now. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. They have sponsored every show in December, which is the first time we've had a sponsor make such a heavy commitment. And I mean, not only every show, post-show, every show on Fightful Overbooked, every show, including like the Hump and stuff. They are all in with us, and we appreciate it so much from them. Thank you for your holiday sprint, Aura Frame. So head over there and support if you would. All right, we'll talk about the Solo Sikoa deal. He's mocking Uncle Howdy in the Wyatt group, claiming that they're fading, questioning his leadership, right? Uncle Howdy's leadership. This was weird. It got capped with like he's got the whole world imagery. But like, I feel like they were in such a groove with Solo Sikoa, and then they were like, we must switch his personality once again. And the Wyatt Six holding the tag titles just like is not super it. But this is continuing like so many other things. Cresta, what did you think of this vignette?
It is impossible for me to take Solo Sikoa seriously. I'm so sorry. You leading a very serious group, brother. There's nothing, yo. I don't know, man. It might be time to Bryan Danielson Solo Sikoa out that group. Not saying you should kill him for real, but it might be time for him to go. He's not believable. You worried about Uncle Howdy. I firmly believe Tama Tonga gonna take your spot. Is it Tama Tonga or Tama Tonga? I don't want to be that guy.
I think Tama Tonga, but I don't think you're like wildly off base.
I mean, either way, he's gonna kill you, Solo. You know what I mean? Like he did. You worried about the wrong family, bro. Like you worried about the wrong family. He's not serious. Drew McIntyre is more believable with him than you. I'm so sorry. He's such a funny guy, and sometimes. Very respectfully, you gotta let these Samoans be funny. They shy when they're funny. Dude, remember Sammy saying that he wasn't feeling Uzi? You gotta let them be funny, guys. I love him, and I understand you trying to be serious, but bro, every time you get serious, I don't know if he needs to do it on purpose, but when he goes to laugh, he's doing the stupid laugh, like you're the champion. If he said I'm gonna break your knees, I'm gonna laugh.
I'm okay with him being serious. I'm not okay with him being this version of serious because this isn't the same guy. The sarcastic asshole guy can be serious, but he's not serious in this way. He's more like when Ricky Starks gets serious, that's how I feel like sarcastic asshole guy gets serious with people. It's not moody vignettes. My other thing is, this is not of the fault of anybody involved in this faction. It feels like they take themselves seriously and the rest of us don't. Like the Guerrillas of Destiny. Like, it feels like they're like, we're tough guys with face paint and we're related. Like, that's how it comes across instead of doing things that make us take them seriously. So there's a really big distinction in that. And to me, the distinction is that's organic versus inorganic, right? Like, if you're like, this is the ways that we are serious is inorganic nonsense. Show me with your booking. Show me like, I don't know, like show me with your booking first and foremost. Like why Jeff Cobb wasn't out there just squashing people for 12 weeks in a row.
Jeff Cobb should be doing what this tribal shoe thief is doing. You should be doing that, bro. That's what you should be. Kill people. You are literally shaped like a brick. Kill people. It's kayfabe. Don't commit a crime.
Did I tell you? I know I've told Alex what my sister said about Jeff Cobb.
No, I would love to hear it.
She said, and my sister does not watch wrestling. I was watching a Jeff Cobb match. I think it was him, probably in ZSJ, because of course. And it was the TV title feud. She was like, he's built like the armoire from Beauty and the Beast. And she is 100. She actively does not watch wrestling. If I'm watching it, she will make excuses to not be in the room. There are people that she gets into, but I'm sitting there watching ZSJ and Jeff Cobb, and just so flippantly, like she didn't just make the greatest comparison of all time. She says, he looks like the armoire from Beauty and the Beast. She's not wrong, because he's like, Big E was built this way too, like extremely broad up top, and then like the narrowing tiny legs. And it feels like somehow they could get even wider, like that armoire.
Yeah.
It is so specific and accurate. And I lost it. And then just like went about doing dishes or whatever. I was watching it at her apartment, howling at
how
that
you gonna drop a bar and then go back to the dishes? How dare.
Like legit. She's like, I'm just gonna drop this and let it fester in your brain for the rest of your life. Now I can't unsee it.
I can't either. All he needs is a stupid mustache.
Right? It's too good. It's too good. Well, Cresta, it's time to close out the show shortly. Greg Cherry saying, I'm going to be dating again before this Priest Black feud is over. You're going to be married again before this Priest Black feud is over.
Honestly.
Oh man. Let's talk about this closing segment. We gave you kind of the pretext, but just like these shows, we're gonna make you wait till the end for the big reveal here. Okay.
The big reveal.
Hey, Cresta's got some things to say about Nick Aldis, so I'm looking forward to this. But Nick Aldis and a referee are in the ring to oversee Drew's apology. Drew hands over the fine and says, "Don't spend it all in one place," which is great on the heels of Christmas because it's just like dad behavior. And then he apologizes sincerely. And then, bam, right hook. He offers a sarcastic apology for clayboring the referee and says, like, "Oh, I'm sorry that you were a failure and you wanted to be a wrestler and you had to settle for this," which is so mean. But then Cody's music interrupts, and Drew here tries to repeatedly bait Cody into attacking him, escalating this with insults. And I will say, when I send you to hell, we're going to talk about the stipulation in this. Say hi to your father for me was quite a line. But the stipulation is a 3 stages of hell match, which is going to be in Berlin in 2 weeks. Cody accepts it, and then Drew immediately claymores Cody, stands tall, and poses with the title to end the show. I wonder if we have the same complaint. So I'm going to let you tell me what your complaint was. I thought this was perfectly cromulent. Like, this is what I was expecting from the show. But I have 2 things, one more major, one more minor. And I want to hear what your complaints are first because I want to see if they line up.
My complaint with this segment, this overall storyline is the same complaint I have with Naruto. Stay with me. You, Nicholas Aldis, are the boss. So the moment Drew started doing that sandbagging, hot dogging, I'll do it. No, get to work. You're doing the apology now. You're not going to put your feet up. Number 1. Number 2, before he claymored that ref, before Cody was like, reinstate him, you could have pulled Drew into your office. Be the boss. Be the boss, bro. That's neither here nor there. That didn't happen, right? That already happened, rather. Now we get to tonight. Once he said, "I'm sorry that you had to do this," you should have cut his goddamn mic. Brother, you're not going to let him run down an official that you just fined him for? That's not very cash money. Nick Aldis, really, you know he's goading him into the fight. You're going to yell at Cody about control your temper. This man is violating me, and you, my boss, is doing nothing. Cut his mic. Take his mic. What did the ref do? Run me down, sure. I look like Homelander. I signed up for this. Whatever. But the ref is trying to do his job, and you just sit in the back like, oh. Brother. I'm sorry. That's not how you would say it. Like, pip. Brother, like, come on, do something. Cut his mic. You could have stopped that. But nevertheless, you let Drew McIntyre run down this man who's a whole 3 feet shorter than him, so bad so that Cody's music had to hit so he could stop running down an official for Cody to come out for Drew to be massively rude to him. And what did you do in the background? Oh, no, cheerio, oh, no. You didn't do anything, bro. Cut the mic. Cut his mic. Cody is absolutely right in this situation. Drew stayed violated, and you're like, what can I do here? Oh no, what can I do here? This is ridiculous. Bro, do your job. Adam Pearce got ducked because he did his job. Do your job. Drew McIntyre can be felt. Send him back to Raw. Do your job. Do your job, Nicholas. I'm so sorry. Do your job. Do your job. Because then I'm wrong if I'm. This is why Drew did his little lawyer and OSHA violation, because you don't be doing your job, Nick. Do your damn job. I'm sorry. And this reminds me of Naruto, because the third Hokage, you could have did your damn job too, but you did it. And you let a child soldier kill that whole village. And then you're like, oh no, who could have seen this happen? You did, because you let Donzo make it. I'm sorry. I'm shutting up.
You never have to apologize for ranting because it was beautiful. That was partially one of my complaints. That just...
Sorry.
Claps in the chat for the A+ rant. I think the Nick Aldis impression, just throwing in Cheerio, was my favorite part. Like, the rest of it was so sound, and well argued and very well articulated. But the Nick Aldis, let me just throw in comically British words part, had
Please
just warmed my heart.
I'm scared.
It's so good. I don't know how you get through Raw then, because Adam Pearce is like just the most ineffectual. He had the Wyatt Six murdering people, and he was like, well,
Yo,
I guess it is what it is.
That Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine shit. I'm just Adam Pearce.
So I did have a similar complaint to you. Not just the running down of the referee, but the idea that like he didn't then satisfy the requirements. I guess he sincerely apologized at first, but if you just immediately take that back, you didn't satisfy the requirement.
Facts.
So that was one of my complaints. My other complaint was Nick Aldis was physically holding Cody back. And I feel like the whole thing was Cody has to keep his emotions in check. I don't think as the neutral party, you should be giving him an assist on that. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's like a true test of Cody, and I don't think you're holding up the terms of the agreement because you're the one actively restraining Cody from the thing that he's supposed to be like committing to. So I didn't like that at all. And one thing that I've liked much more in the second run with Cody than in the first run was he seems like a wiser champion. He's a little less emotional this time around. He's a little bit smarter. He's a little bit more clever. We don't get as many like crocodile tear moments. And I would love if Cody had just expected this from Drew. How couldn't he? How could he not expect this from Drew? This is all Drew has been the past few years. So I was liking that Cody was a step ahead. And I don't like that tonight they kind of took that back. Now, I understand for storytelling purposes that's tricky because if the heel doesn't get under his skin, what's the point? Especially the third time around. So I understand the story mechanism there, but I wish like it would be so much more powerful, in my opinion, if Cody stopped himself and it wasn't Nick Aldis restraining him. If he went to like beat the crap out of him and then he was like, this is typical Drew. You know what I mean? So that you're showing that what Drew's doing is working, but that Cody is wise and smart enough to see it coming. The other issue I have is that Cody was kind of going after him and then Drew claymored him again. And I'm like, why wouldn't you just take the title right there? Let Cody beat you up. He loses the title. So unless I saw it differently, because real talk, I was moving my space heater from earlier today into my office. So I was getting set up in here, but I was just like, why would Drew stop him from hitting him? Then he gets everything that he wants, which was the point of him getting under his skin in the first place. So there were just some fundamental flaws with this, like the satisfaction of fulfilling the contract. And then there were things that just like how I would have done it is objectively a little different than how they chose to execute it. I don't think my way is right. I just think it's better.
Period.
So.
Well, I agree with that, especially that last part, because I wasn't thinking about that. Why wouldn't you just let Cody hit you instead of Claymore?
Yeah, that's been what you were trying to do. So that was weird. If I saw it right, like I don't want to.
No, you did.
I didn't have. Normally, I'll like go back and rewatch for stuff or whatever, but that didn't get to happen this time.
I think if I logic it, I wouldn't want you to be stripped of the title because then Nick Aldis might fuck around and do a tournament, and now I'm not guaranteed to have a shot at it. So let me chill. I'll do it against this guy. Oh, this guy sucks. So I that could be the logic I could see behind it. Sure. But I still blame Nick Aldis. You should have cut that man's mic. He should have. For those of you who, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say because we haven't seen one in a long time. If you're not familiar with the 3 stages of Hell match. It is a best of 3 falls contest where each stage has an escalating stipulation. Like we've seen in the past, it's gone like standard street fight, steel cage. And then there was one with Triple H and Stone Cold that was lumberjack tables, ambulance. Or I'm sorry, that was Cena Ryback. I had written down a few examples here. We just haven't seen one of these in a real long time. So I kind of needed a reminder about what it was, which is why I looked it up. It's been a long time, and it's a cool one, and I think it's a cool one for Cody to do as a champion because I feel like he excels in stuff like that. Like his whole arc was adversity driven to the point where it was comical, right? But like his being able to hang in there and be gritty is like a big piece of who he is as a wrestler. So I'm excited for that. I think that's a cool stipulation to kind of dust off in a sense.
I thought the 3 stages of hell was that 3 cages that I see. This one picture was like a cage on top of another cage on top of another cage. I thought it was that. And I was kind of hyped for that. I'm like, I don't know who came up with this, but
it could be that. The first stage is 1 cage. The second stage is the double cage. The third stage is the triple cage.
And at top, there's a pole with Triple H with the thumb pointing, with the finger pointing at you, photo ready for you if
That's
you
it.
climb to the top of the pole.
It's perfect. It's perfect. But guys, thanks for hanging out with us on this SmackDown after Christmas. We have a new US champ, which is awesome. And we have our stipulation set for Berlin. There is going to be World's End post shows, of course, on Select and on the main channel here. Sean does AEW alone because the pay-per-views are long enough and the post shows start really late. And then what you're reviewing is a lot of content. So he's like, you know what? I don't need to make these any longer than they are. But those are largely super chat driven as well. So if that's your vibe, rock and roll with that. If you're looking for a more extensive review, well, me and Alex never shut up. So join us on FightfulSelect.com for that. And we'll have Grapsody, of course. I believe that's on Sunday, but back into the swing of things next week. This is the last SmackDown of the year. And
The
I
last
just want to say, like,
one.
yeah, it's been I alluded to it earlier, but like a challenging personal year for me. But at Fightful, it's been always a saving grace. And to have lost Cardoza, who I brought to Fightful, sucked. But I respected his decision to walk away because he just fell out of love with it. And I feel like that's such a healthier thing to do than to review something you just like actively dislike so much. Except me and Alex, we do our own thing, but whatever. But for Cresta to choose to step into this role with me is something that I so appreciate. And when it came time to discuss, quite frankly, between me and Sean, like who was going to fill this role, and I was like, you know what? On a Friday night at 10 or 11 o'clock sometimes, whose energy do you want more than Cresta? Like, just always so much fun, always having her energy and heart in the most amazing place. So I just want to say on the last SmackDown of the year, thank you for choosing to do this with me every Friday, because it's a commitment. It's a commitment on Friday nights. So I am so thankful that you were the one that stepped into this role. And I'm so thankful for everybody that joins us on a sporadic basis, a weekly basis, a multi-times a week basis. You guys are our lifeblood and we appreciate it so much. So I just wanted to say that before we got out of here. But Cresta, where can people find you investigating, doing other content online? Let the people know, because we love you and we want to see you everywhere.
Let me be clear, Caitlin, that's not even your real name. I just decided to call you that.
My full name's actually Kate.
Honestly, not anymore. Caitlin, thank you so much.
I've been called worse. I'll take it.
Caitlin, thank you so much. That was so sweet. Honestly, this is the best job I've ever had, because I'm a wrestling Care Bear. And when you said earlier, wow, no one uses Carney in a positive way, bro. I like stupid wrestling, man. And some people will be like, shut up, it's wrestling. I also understand not wanting to watch wrestling because TNA has TNA'd me too much. So shout outs to everyone who followed me from the TNA show. Shout out to Joe Pearl. He not dead. This TNA show might be, though. I don't know what's going on with that. As for me, if you guys want to figure out questions that nobody asked about the professional wrestling space, head on over to youtube.com/CrestaStar, where I restvestigate. Recently, I've restvestigated Samoa Joe's Spawn Point, which is, I think, is funny. And I've also restvestigated Schrodinger's wrestler, John Cena. How is he invisible? I thought it was funny. If you agree, leave it a thumbs up. If you don't agree, leave it a thumbs down. You should watch it, though. It keeps the algorithm happy. Also, thank you for watching me on Fightful. You can follow me all over social media. I don't think there will be a Collision post show today because Collision happened yesterday and we didn't do one then. So yikes. So I think this is the last post show of the year for me, at least. Yeah. So I'll see you guys next year. It was fun. Cresta Star on all forms of social media. Restigations. Caitlin is the best nation. Sean Ross Sapp has all the caps. And I hope you find $20 on the floor. Get jiggy with that. Bent.
Oh my gosh. Well, for Cresta, I'm Caitlin. Signing off. Thank you so much. Continue to have a safe and restful holiday, everyone out there. We will see you for the SmackDown side of things in 2026.